Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Heather from Spiritwynd Wood, Stone and Bone. Today I have a little piece of paper birch. It's a little Y piece. It's about 4 inches long and about 2 inches in diameter. And I am going to make a Christmas ornament out of it. So here I have it mounted between centers and I'm just rounding it out. Here I am using my 3/8 bowl gouge. 3/8? Yeah, I think it's 3/8 bowl gouge. And technically it is like a little bowl that I'm making. Now, I do like using my bowl gouge for everything, including spindles. As long as I'm not doing a deep groove on spindles, I can use my bowl gouge, and I like using it. It's an all-round useful tool for almost anything. So here you can start seeing the paper that's flying off the edge. It's actually the bark. I'm going to stop soon and just glue that back down to the wood so it has the natural edge. So here you see me pulling the bark. As I do my cut, I'm pulling from the edge towards the bottom, and that holds the bark on the little bowl instead of pulling it off. If I had gone the other way, it kind of pushes the bark off of the bowl instead of pulling it back onto it. I'm going to leave about a 1-inch tenon so that I can mount it in the truck and hollow it out. I'm using CA glue here because I just want to reinforce the bark onto the wood, and it also gives a beautiful shine. Adding a little bit to the tenon just to toughen it up so it doesn't split off. So I'm going to speed things up here a little bit, just to 4 times regular speed, because I'm just hollowing. Now I am hollowing it to about 1/8 of an inch. So it is pretty thin, and I will show you how thin at the end of this section. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a flat on the bottom for attaching the finial, and I'm being very careful here along the edge, just cleaning up that inside curve because I went way too thin. Okay, so I went like super thin here, and if I can find a flashlight, I will show you how thin. You can see how thin it went there, like super thin, and the outside edge is not so thin, but you can still see the light through it a certain amount. So I managed to get the bottom sanded to up to a 400 grit, and I'm going to drill a 12mm hole through the bottom. So I decided not to use the CA glue finish on the inside, but I sprayed it with the Rust-Oleum satin finish. I do 2 coats of that, and then I switched it over to 2 coats of the high gloss. Now I will make a jam chuck for this. It'll be 12 millimeters. Oh, a little green spot there. And it goes right through. Anyway, so yeah, make a jam chuck that fits that. Okay. Okay, I probably forgot to turn the recording on. I made the jam chuck out of a scrap piece of maple, put a tenon on it, or a jam 12 millimeters because the hole in this piece was 12 millimeter hole that I drilled. Now I'm just taking the tenon off of it. And I figured I better turn the camera on to do it, even though I forgot a minute ago. Just in case it cracks, and I hope it doesn't. But we will see. You'll be witness to it if it happens. Sorry. Move that away just a little bit because it moved. You can see how flimsy it is. Did you hear that crack? I did. I don't see a crack anywhere. I'm hoping it was just there. It probably was. Oops. That could be what it is. Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like shit here. What I could do is just take that off and touch it on a sander just like that. Because there's still a little bit of thickness in the bottom. I could touch that on the sander just to take it flat. So I think I'll do that instead of trying to turn it off, because it is so thin here that we can see the light through it. Okay. And the thin spot is right there, in that dark spot that you see. You can see a little bit of it right there. But the chatoyance right there is beautiful. A little bit of chatoyance there. But anyway, I put a spray coat of the satin gloss here. I will sand that by hand and put another couple coats on. But let's get that fixed up, and we'll start turning the finials. So this is an old piece of walnut. It came from leftover gun stock that was made by my uncle. So this piece of walnut has been around for a really long time, and it's finally getting put to good use. So I'm going to use an Axe abrasive paste on this. I've already put some on. Now, some people let it sit on there for a little bit. I don't. I just kind of spread it out and then I'll turn it on. I wear a mask when I'm doing this, like a face shield, because it can spray up into your eyes. And at first it's gritty, because it's a high grit. So this, it starts out at about 1,000. It's like equal to 1,000 grit sandpaper. And as it works, it breaks down, gets finer and finer. I like using it on top of CA because it brings it up to a really nice shine. So we will just continue on with this. Now I'm going to use polishing paste just to give it a bit more shine. And we get a new cloth. Just going to use a paper towel for this one because I've already got one that I've used. And wipe it on. Here. So you guys, I got into a little bit of a hurry and I got a catch. So I just take that down and start a new one. So I know this has been a little bit longer of a video than I normally make, but to show all the pieces it has to be a little bit longer. And if you like my content, let me know in the comments, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It helps with the analytics and helps me get recommended to you guys when I make new content. I'm going to have a little bit of an undercut there, not a lot, just a tiny bit. We're close. There, it's fitting now. I'm going to bring it down just a tiny bit more. There. There we go, nice clean cut. I'm just going to get rid of that little burr that's there. It's rough, so it should hold the glue, and I'm going to use Tight Bond, Quick and Thick, to attach this all together. And I should have made it just a tiny bit smaller because it's not fitting. So what I'm going to have to do is just sand a little bit by hand to make that just that tiny bit smaller. I'm just going to use a coarse sandpaper, get it in there. Make sure I go all the way around. And I will be back when I get that done. So I didn't show the glue up, but here's the piece. You can see the bottom is glued in there. The top is glued in there. And it's holding really well. I drilled a tiny little hole in the top for the eye screw, and it's ready to hang in the tree. So let me know what you think, and don't forget to like and subscribe.